You give the guard your name. It proves nothing. He has never seen you before. He does not know your family, your work, or where you came from. You can explain all of it. You can sound confident. You can even tell the truth. But why should he believe you? Before standardized photo identification, this was an ordinary human problem. A person could know exactly who they were and still be unable to prove it in a place where nobody knew them. At home, the answer was simple. Other people were your identification. Your family knew your history. Your neighbors recognized your face and habits. A workshop master knew your trade. A landlord knew where you lived. If someone challenged your claim, these people could speak for you, swear an oath, or risk their own reputation by standing behind your word. Your identity was not stored in one object. It was spread across a community. That made it difficult to steal completely. A stranger might copy your name, but they could not easily copy your relatives, your work, your debts, and the memories other people had of you. To impersonate you at home, they would have to fool an entire network of people who already knew how your life fitted together. Then you left home. Nothing about you changed, but most of your proof stayed behind. At the next town, the guard can see your clothes and hear your accent. Neither is enough. Clothes can be borrowed. Accents belong to regions, not individuals. Thousands of people can share the same name. And usually, you do not need to prove your entire life. You need to make one claim believable. Suppose you say a powerful lord sent you to collect a payment. If the merchant believes you, money changes hands. If you are lying, the loss may never be recovered. But refusing you also carries a risk. You might be genuine, and the merchant might be rejecting an order from someone far more powerful than either of you. So the merchant cannot simply trust everyone or reject everyone. Your confidence proves nothing. Knowing the Lord's name proves little. Even private details might have been overheard. The real question is not, can you describe yourself? It is, who stands behind your claim? At first, the strongest answer was another person. A known companion, sponsor, or guarantor could point to you and say, I know this traveler, I will answer for him. You borrowed credibility from someone the listener already trusted. And the guarantor took on a cost. If you lied, their own reputation could suffer. That risk made the endorsement more believable than praise from a stranger with nothing to lose. If this changed your perspective, leave a like. But witnesses could not follow every merchant, messenger, pilgrim, sailor, and official across every road. Trust needed to travel without the person who created it. So you carried a letter. The Lord writes that you are acting on his behalf. He names the task. Then he presses a distinctive seal into wax. You return to the merchant. He still does not know you, but he recognizes the seal or knows how it can be checked. He does not have to trust your face. He trusts the authority behind the document. You are no longer carrying only your own story. You are carrying someone else's confidence. For a moment, the problem seems solved. Then imagine the letter is genuine. The seal is genuine. The order is genuine, but you are not the person who was supposed to carry it. Perhaps the real messenger was robbed. Perhaps the letter was sold. Perhaps someone learned enough of the story to play the part. The paper might be real while the person is false. Now the merchant faces a harder problem than before. The document proves where the message came from. It does not perfectly prove that the body holding it belongs with that message. A convincing system had to answer two different questions at once. Is the document real? And does it belong to this person? So authorities began trying to attach the paper to the person. They added details that could be checked: age, height, hair, eyes, birthplace, scars. The body was being translated into words. Now the stolen document says the bearer is tall, around 40, with dark hair and a scar above the left eye. That is better than a name alone. But it is still not enough. Height can be estimated. Hair can be cut. Ages can be misstated. Descriptions can fit more than one person. The weakness became larger as more strangers moved through ports, borders, armies, and growing cities. Local memory worked when one guard knew almost everyone. It failed when one official had to identify hundreds of people they had never seen before. Records had to remember what people no longer could. A mistake could send a soldier's wages to an imposter, or let the wrong man cross a guarded border. Identification was no longer a private inconvenience. Once institutions dealt with thousands of strangers, every error became expensive, dangerous, and difficult to reverse. Every new method closed one weakness and exposed another. A witness knew you but might not be present. A letter could travel but could be stolen. A seal could confirm the letter but not always the bearer. A written description could narrow the possibilities but still fit the wrong person. Then photographs changed the comparison. Instead of turning a face into a few words, the document could carry an image of it. The official no longer had to imagine what dark hair, narrow face, scar near the eye meant. They could compare the person with the picture. But even a photograph did not work alone. The document still had to be genuine. The image had to belong to the correct record. The authority that issued it had to be trusted. So identification became a chain. A name linked to a record linked to a document linked to a face, and the whole chain linked back to an institution other people agreed to trust. Later, systems added standard forms, serial numbers, signatures, and biometric features. None of them solved identity alone. Their strength came from being combined, so that defeating one part no longer defeated the entire system. This is the hidden connection between the traveler at the gate and the card in your wallet. A modern ID looks like a small personal object that proves who you are, but the card itself knows nothing. Its power comes from the records, checks, and institutions behind it. The network is simply harder to see. When you hand over an ID, you are not asking a stranger to trust you. You are asking them to trust the chain behind the card. In that sense, the modern ID did not replace witnesses. It compressed them. Return to the city gate. The traveler gives his name. His family is far away. His reputation cannot speak across the road. What he needs is a trusted connection between his claim, his body, and an authority the guard accepts. That is what the letter tried to create. That is what the seal tried to protect. That is what the description, photograph, and record gradually made harder to steal. People in the past did not live without identity. Much of the evidence for it simply lived outside them, in other people's memories and in local relationships. Modern identification made that evidence portable. Your ID is not proof by itself. It is an invisible crowd of witnesses compressed into a card. Subscribe to Wonder Ledger for more hidden rules of being human. What should we uncover next?